Hello, teacher. I come here to define my happiness. Many people have defined their happiness definition through their life. For example, happiness is not a reward, it's a consequence. Happiness is not something you experience, it's something you remember. Happiness is something that you are and it comes from the way you think. Happiness is the joy that we feel when we're striving after our potential. Happiness is not only hard to measure, but it is also difficult to singularly define. You can define happiness without using a synonym for happiness. You can interpret it to everyone's satisfaction. Oxford Dictionary definition for happiness is the feeling of being happy. A happiness to me is more complicated than that. So let me start by giving answer to a easier question. What isn't happiness? Happiness is not being rich. Happiness is not equal to money. There are a million different ways to experience happiness without money. I am happy when I get to talk with my family and my friends. I am happy when I take a quiet walk with myself. I am happy when I play with dogs and puppies. Happiness comes from the soul. Anyone who tells you otherwise is either lying or trying to sell you something. Are the rich happy? I think is not necessary. Many are drug addicts and disaster in their personal life, social and family relationships. Happiness is not the absence of problems, it's the ability to deal with them. You can do it by avoid behavior that make problem worse. When you're having a problem with someone, first try to talking to a person you trust, whether it's a significant other or just a friend. Sometimes it's easy to do things that make the problem worse before you have a chance to make them better. Be clear about what the problem is before trying to argue with someone and come to a solution for whatever the problem is that the two of you having. Make sure you understand what's really bothering them first. Many people seem mad about one thing, but really they are mad about something else. If you want to really fix the problem, it's a good idea to make sure you're working on the right problem first. This helps you to think and act optimistic. Optimism is contagious. Having an upbeat attitude can inspire everyone around us. Attitude is everything. Optimistic leader can help motivate and engage their employees. A positive team will be driven to accomplish goals and work together to move things forward. And happy faces everywhere. So, what is happiness? Happiness is when your life fulfills your needs. In other words, happiness comes when you feel satisfied and fulfilled. Happiness is feeling of contentment that life is just as it should be. Perfect happiness, enlightenment comes when you have all of your needs satisfied. While the perfect happiness of enlightenment may be hard to achieve and even harder to maintain, happiness is not an either or case. There are nearly limitless degrees of happiness between the bliss of enlightenment and the despair of depression. Most of us fall somewhere between, closer to the middle than the ages. So start to define your happiness.